Hi there. Welcome to May's installment of School Counselor's Corner with myself, Alicia Mazzini, the S1 School Counselor here at the Barkley Institute. First of all, how are you doing? Sometimes as parents and guardians and those that are caring for teens and children, we can be so busy that there's really time to just check in and ask ourselves, what are we feeling? What are we needing? What are we wanting? And so if no one has asked you this, or if you've not had the chance to check in with yourself, just take a moment to tune in and ask yourself those few questions. What am I feeling? What am I needing? And what am I wanting? Well, with that being said, we are going to jump into our S1 celebrations for this month. And here we go. All right, we're going to start with celebrating the students that engaged in public speaking at the Blue Table Talk at the BIOS, sponsored by the Coalition. These students, King, Hunt, Saisha, and Daryl, they all spoke in front of the cameras to share about their experiences. We're also going to celebrate Collage, who engaged in the presentation for peace and helped to represent our school. And next, we're going to celebrate Jayla Peets Butterfield and Lightborn. Boy, Kiande, they represented Bermuda in Nicaragua for football. Now we want to celebrate the students who've submitted 20 plus hours since our last checkpoint. These are your community service hours and your co-curricular hours. So here we see those students' names listed here. Just want to honor you for the work that you've put in to get those hours in. All right, now we're going to pause it so we can talk about some of these announcements and reminders. Okay, so the S1 Quarter 3 Honor Roll Assembly is on Monday, May the 1st at 10 a.m. For those parents whose students have qualified, you'll get that invitation already, what if we see that invitation. And the next PTSA meetings are May the 1st and June the 5th at 6:30 p.m. The next community service and co-curricular hour checkpoint will be on May the 30th. I really want to implore you that the vast majority of our students have not yet submitted their hours for this year, for this academic year. Please get those hours in. They need 20 hours of both each academic year, 20 hours of community service and 20 hours for the co-curricular hours. Please get them to fill out those forms and submit them at the front desk with the receptionist. If students need to receive them, any of the forms, they can come to myself. I'll also attach it to this email so that parents can have them filled out. We really want them to get their hours in. The final day of school is the last point by which they can get their hours in for S2. Any hours accumulated over the summer, for S1. So the last day of S1 will be the kind of the end point by which they can get their hours in for S1. For students that engage in these co-curricular and community service hours during the summer, that will go to their S2 hours that they need. And so we'll talk a bit more about summer planning soon, but I really want to encourage you to use the summer wisely so that students can engage in getting the hours that they need for graduation. Final exams are June the 13th to the 16th, and the last day of school is June the 16th. This will be the final School Counselor's Corner for the academic year because June is such a short month. They'll be heavily focused on examinations. And look out for the information on, I was about to say BASI, the BASI program, apologies for the typo, this summer. Information will come out with regards to registration and the courses that will be presented. All right. Let's go on to, here we go. Tips for reducing the summer slide. So what we do know is that during the summertime, there tends to be a regression, a loss of the academic aptitude, skill, knowledge that students accumulate throughout the academic school year. It's not new to Barkley. It's just a common phenomenon that has been well researched. And so that there are things that parents and guardians can do to support students in reducing that summer slide of academics that can occur during the summer. So keeping your students engaged in reading during the summer, exploring various cultural resources in your community. Go to the museum, go to different exhibits that are going to be going on in the community during the summer. Go down to Dockyard where there's a museum. Go to the museums in Hamilton. Engage them in some rich cultural experiences. Have them read aloud the information that are at these museums to support with reading and comprehension. Gamify learning through technology. A lot of our students love technology, so utilize online games that are geared towards academics to make summer learning fun and engaging. Encourage creative projects and pursuits. So the arts, music, dance, expressive writing, all of those things are all parts of learning, all parts of keeping their brain sharp. And so engage in those type of activities that they enjoy. Enroll them on online summer school, or whether they do the BASI program here at the Barkley Institute, or whether you enroll them in learning that can be done online. You really just want to make sure that there's some type of formalized learning that's still going on during the summer. And that should include at least an hour a day, especially during the weekdays of learning. Playing games together as a family can help to keep their problem-solving brain sharpened, so that they're able to keep their mind alive and churning and flowing and ready to resume in their academics in the fall. And watch educational videos and documentaries online to allow them new opportunities to learn information that might be helpful to their studies in the future. And so let's all collaboratively wrap our arms around our students to reduce the level of academic regression that we know can and does occur during the summer. So resources for volunteering and co-curricular activities. We talked about those 20 hours that are needed for volunteering and co-curricular in order for them to graduate. 20 hours every academic year. So here are some resources that we like to share going into the summer. We know that when students are engaged with activities, with reasons to get up and go out and an agenda for the day, it can help to reduce them getting into trouble, experimenting in behaviors that we really don't want to encourage our students to do so. And again, can help to keep their minds sharp and awake so that they're able to thrive in the next upcoming academic year. And so in the yellow color, you'll see some volunteering opportunities, the first three. VolunteerBermuda.com, check it out. There's a plethora of spaces where young people can volunteer. And there's a space where you can check the box for students, individuals that are willing to volunteer under the age of 18 and under. I believe that's how they have it. And so use that online website to be able to discern spaces where your young person can volunteer. There's also candy striping at the Bermuda Hospital Board. Get those applications in now. I'll also attach that to this email. The Aquarium and Zoo is also a place for volunteering for students that are 14 and up. The National Trust, that's actually meant to be yellow. That's also another place where you can volunteer during the summer and even beyond. Co-curricular. So this can be the Duke of Edinburgh, the BIOS. They have a student program during the summer. That one is at a cost. But boy, when you see what the program looks like, it looks like it's a very robust experience, especially for students that are interested in STEM and science and engineering and the marine world. Big Brothers and Big Sisters and the Mirrors program. These are just some opportunities that are available on island for co-curricular activities so that our young people can be well-rounded, well-versed, and prepared for the world around them. And so there you have it. There's a snapshot of how we can set our students up for success during the summer, getting them engaged, giving them an agenda, giving them a schedule, including learning during the academic summer. And I'm going to call it that, the academic summer, right? Have them read the newspaper, have them read books, have them read magazines, get them to do some academics online or do the BASI program here at the Barkley Institute. Check up on their whereabouts when they're out and about in the community. And I will say, I really want to implore the continuation of studying at home. Our students are working on writing down their academic tasks for the week. so that they can track their assignments, right? We talked about that, tracking their assignments, but also forming habits of studying at home every single night from Monday to Friday at the very least. If they're saying that they do not have homework, they can review materials that were taught during that academic day so that they're refreshed, so that they're ready to take on the testing that's coming up. That's one tip I really want to emphasize is we find that sometimes students might not be studying throughout the academic year, but then when testing season comes, they move into a cramming state of frantic anxiety because they've not been preparing all the way through. So we have about a month and a half until exam season. This is a great window for them to be forming their study habits, getting those materials out, reviewing, studying, preparing, doing all of those things that are necessary so that when June comes, when those examination week begins, they're not feeling like they're trying to scurry last minute to prepare for these tests. We know that although that they're in high school, boy, do our students still need a heavy level of support, check-in, accountability to make sure that they're doing what they say that they're supposed to be, what we know they're supposed to be doing. Although they would love more autonomy, although they would love more independence, when it comes to academics and studying, a lot of our students are not yet ready for that level of independence where they are not needing a check-in, where they're not needing someone to review their homework, or they're not needing someone to see if they have homework, and every night they have homework. They're reviewing every single night, right? And so you want to encourage all of those habits, because we know that with COVID, some of those habits have unraveled, and we want to move them back into forming the habits that will serve them for graduating successfully from high school, and then moving on to college, trade, whatever their future endeavors look like. We know that that disciplined approach is going to be so crucial for them being able to be successful. All right, that is it for May's School Counselor Corner. If you have any thoughts or questions, you know how to reach me here at the Barkley Institute. And I cannot wait to connect with you again during the next upcoming academic school year. Have a wonderful day.